Hi Abhilasha, how are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Okay. So maybe we can start with a little bit introduction about yourself, about your academic
Mhm.
or professional background.
Okay. So I'm currently studying in the UK at the University of Leeds, and I'm in my final year now. I'll be graduating in the summer in July. And I shifted to the UK around 3 years back to complete my graduation. And now I'm going to pursue my master's from Imperial Business School in London.
Okay, that's great. That's great. So like which school did you receive offers from?
So currently I've received offers from Warwick Business School and Imperial. I've applied to two more universities, UCL and London School of Economics, and I'm still waiting to hear back from them.
Okay, congratulations for that. So like
Thank you
was
so
any of
much.
these your dream schools?
I'd say Imperial was my dream school. And when I was applying, I actually was quite anxious. I didn't know if I'd get in. I had my doubts, but I feel like Sahil always kept on motivating me a lot. Um, like there were so many times when I like texted him when I didn't hear back from them yet, and even before the interview call, I was not sure if I'd get an offer, but everything worked out in my favor, and I'm just so happy.
That's great. That's great. So like how did you feel when you opened the offer letter?
So basically, I was out with my friends. We'd gone to this pizza place, and I was actually filming a video when I saw the notification pop, and I got that moment captured in a video, which like was so cute, and it just felt so unreal. Like even now, to kind of believe that I'm going to my dream uni is just such a good thing to feel. So yeah, because I feel like with my undergrad applications, that was a kind of very rushed process. I didn't really prep on coming to the UK when I was coming from my undergrad. I didn't hire any counselors or didn't take any help. It was all done by me in like a span of 1 week. And I'm so glad that I took up this. And the whole experience with Sahil, it was just so smooth. So I feel like that was a great thing that I had done. And yeah.
Okay, that's great. And it must be surprising for you as well.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. But I mean, I did have my hopes high. Like even though I was scared, like kind of somewhere, like I knew that, this was meant to happen.
Okay. Then you have a call like, back ended, we know that, we can do that.
Yeah, like exactly. Like in my heart, I kind of felt that,
Yeah,
this will work out. Yeah.
that's great. So like, why did you choose this school or program over others?
So technically, I'm already studying in the UK. So I wanted to pursue my master's from the UK itself. So that kind of narrowed down a lot of like good business schools for me. Also, I didn't give my GMAT, so I hadn't prepared for GMAT, and that also limited like a few options. But it's good that in the UK they do still have a lot of good like options there. And out of that, Imperial, it just I feel it fits the best because I was looking at management courses initially, and to a lot of universities I have applied to management, but for Imperial, I ended up applying to innovation, entrepreneurship, and management. And actually, even for Imperial, we were applying for management initially. But then Sahil and I, like both of us, we had looked at the courses separately. And then on the same day, we happened to like share that, this is the course. And then like he kind of suggested, and I was like, yeah, I was just looking at it the other day. And then it really gauged my attention because it had like all the key things to offer that I wanted in a course. So I feel it just fits perfectly. Also, I have wanted to live in London. So currently I'm living in Leeds, but I've always wanted to live in London. So that's obviously like the added benefit from the whole networking that can be done, the big city life, all of it. So it just feels like the perfect fit for me.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Okay, so like, what challenges did you face during the application process?
Started a bit late. As in, my first meeting with Sahil was towards the end of December. So we didn't really have like a lot of time to go through with Imperial, actually, because Imperial has a lot of strict deadlines, and the first round was already over. So I think the second round deadlines closed on 7 Jan. So we had like around a month to complete everything. So from the SOPs to the CV, and obviously the letter of recommendations as well. But I kind of had like the letter of recommendation sorted, like the people that I wanted my letter of recommendations from. And I feel like the SOP process was the most like, tiresome, because we went over like 4 or 5 drafts for each college. So it wasn't like one single draft that we sent to the universities. For the whole, like for every uni, we drafted different applications with different kind of experience to highlight what actually suited which course and what university. And I feel like I wouldn't have been able to do that without Sahil's help. um like even though like there was pressure, I feel there was still like, the process did go on very smoothly. Like he would send me tasks that I had to do, and then I just kept on doing them, going back and forth, and all of it just really, like, I feel like it was quite smooth. And even like with my oh yeah, how can I forget the interview prep? So we had like 5 days to prepare for the interview, because they give you like a deadline by the time that you need to submit your interviews. And on my first day, I remember my first day of practice, I was stammering so much. Like I was just like not able to answer the questions that well. I was also very underconfident because I didn't know what kind of questions to expect. I feel that was the most amount of help, like I needed the most amount of help with my interview prep, because I'm normally, I can like talk about things, but that's when I know what to talk about and what is coming. So there are questions which were like quite basic, also things to do with like my roles as a leader or like other activities and stuff. But like in terms of like there are some like very random questions that they ask, and even though there's no like right answer to those, they do still like want you to answer in like a certain way. And I feel like all those things, like Sahil like helped me out with those a lot. So like we went from, like I remember him like rating my speakings, like my interview thing. And like we went on from like a 4 on 10 to like almost a 9 on 10. And like the interview also went very smoothly. So like I feel like all of it was like, now like in retrospect I can say that all went really smoothly.
Okay, okay. So basically, like if you have to put yourself in that process, patience is the key
Mhm.
you need, basically.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Because it's not just patience while doing the application process, it's also the patience of like waiting after you've submitted. Because that's when like you're most like anxious that, oh, when are they going to reply? And most of these unis, they do take like up to 3 weeks at least. Because it hasn't been very long since I've applied to like LSE and UCL. Probably about like 2 weeks maybe. And so just the waiting process, like now I'm sure that I'm going to Imperial for sure, but like, just the satisfaction of getting accepted into all of the universities, I feel that's like a really good feeling.
That's great. So, like adding more to this question only, like how did Edward Scholar help you overcome these challenges?
So basically, I had come across a Admit Scholar post on my Instagram, like around like a year back or something. And back then, I wasn't really like thinking of for sure applying for masters. I was like thinking if I should work or like I wasn't just sure about my goals yet. But then when I decided that I wanted to like pursue my masters immediately, I was looking at more options, a lot more options. But like one thing that probably stuck out to me with Admit Scholar was that, the founders, they have been to these business schools and not very long ago. So like the whole application process that I've gone through, probably Sahil also just went through the same things a few years back. And I feel that really makes a difference, because I didn't want someone to like spoon feed me with everything and like, kind of write generic essays for me. I wanted to be like fully involved in the process, like put my input, like have things my way as well. So just getting that whole tailored like experience through this, I feel that that is what truly like stood out for me. And yeah, so that's I think pretty much about it.
Okay, and that's great. So, like, how would you describe your experience working with Sahil sir, our founder?
I feel like he's so approachable. Like, he was almost like a friend because whenever, like, right now I'm in the UK and he's in Dubai, so like time zones are different. So I'm texting him at odd hours, and like he just responds so quickly with everything, and like I can like I've asked him like silly doubts, like anything that comes to my mind. So it was just like a very I'd say it was just I was very comfortable throughout the process. He was very helpful. So like just all of it combined, like I could share anything that came to my mind, like I said. So yeah.
That's great. So, like, were you hesitant and did you had a belief that you would get into these top big schools?
I feel like throughout the process, I kept on going back to Sahil, telling him that, like I'm not sure if I'll get in. Even in our first meeting, like I kind of knew that I had like a good portfolio and the experience that could get me in, but I just didn't know how to like sum it all together and put it in like the right way forward. So there was definitely hesitation and like I wouldn't say like I believe that I wouldn't get in, but obviously everybody has their doubts. But then I feel like with the kind of tailored help that I got, that really made a difference. And like yeah, that's yeah.
Okay, that's great. So, how was your experience with the first consultation call that you had with Sahil sir?
So the first call, I feel like I was just telling him about my experience. Like, I remember he asked me, "Oh, so tell me about yourself," and then I answered this like very generically, and I just said, "Ki, oh, this I'm doing this course, and like I'm from here, and that's about it." And then he was like, you need to get into more details, like what my family background is like, what are my dreams and aspirations, and the whole thing, and like right after my first interaction I like researched a lot about admit scholar. So I actually talked to like past students as well about their experiences. And after that I like not just my first call. So after that on a second call I remember asking Sahil, so like when can we start with the process. And I remember it was around afternoon, around like 2:30 p.m ish. And then he said, so it's 2:30 p.m, we can start at like 2:35. So I feel like that statement like that sealed the deal for me. So yeah.
That's great. That's great. So, like, would you recommend Admit Scholar to others? Why or why not?
I would definitely recommend Admit Scholars because obviously, like I mentioned, the people who have founded it are people who have gone to these business schools, and they can make you like understand what the colleges are looking for in the best way possible. I've in fact recommended Admit Scholars to my friends, and like two of my friends also started with the consultancy. So I've had a very good experience, and I would definitely recommend it to everyone who's planning to study abroad.
Okay, that's great. So, the last question, do you have
Mhm.
any tips or words of encouragement for future applicants?
I would just say that it's probably like cliche, but I'd just say believe in yourself and kind of stay calm throughout the process because it's not like a very difficult task, but like it just needs a lot of dedication. And like if you actually like are willing to put in that effort, then only I feel you should do it, because applying just for the sake of it doesn't really make sense, because you have to get through not just the application thing, but there are interviews which can be very daunting for people. And you just have to like really put your head into it and then go through it.
That's great, and it was a very good lesson for future applicants. So, thank you, Abhilasha, for your time, and it was a nice time talking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.